Attorney General's thing at all?
No, I did. I was busy kind of confirming the portions of the county code.
I emailed
County
them
code.
to see if I could get it. I emailed them with the question.
Oh.
I did the seal button back there. Has it been overturned or something? And the gallery I talked to said, well, you can get that huge report, so I might answer tomorrow.
Okay.
Be interesting to see.
Go directly to the source. Okay.
Where else to go?
Good. I was going to take a look at the research kind of tool that we use. Get a chance to look at that. Just to see if it was referenced anywhere in any of the cases that have come up since then. Yeah.
I got a quote to put that extra panel on the boat launch.
Oh, very good.
16.8.
That's exactly what you thought, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, you thought 8 something.
I thought
maybe.
5 to 7, maybe 8.
Okay.
We bought 3 of them
Yeah.
and had them installed for $15,000.
And now one is that much?
Well, he's got to pull the far one because it doesn't have hooks, or it doesn't have hooks on that end.
Oh.
Pull it back, drop in the new one, hook it up, and put that one back in and grade and so forth. I left him a message.
So this seems extremely high.
Yeah. Is it the same one, that person that did the last time?
Same,
Huh.
yeah.
Huh.
And that was 15 and shared between the district and the county.
Right, right.
So I'm waiting to hear back on that. We'll see. And this other thing you sent me for the rezone or the break off of a lot from 2003.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
I went on the GIS. I could not see a 2-acre lot
I couldn't either.
anywhere out there, so I don't know
I'll
what,
call.
I don't
I'll
know what
call.
they're talking about.
Yeah, I'll call them and see what they're thinking about.
Well, I don't know that we have to get involved at all at this
I
point.
don't know that we do either. I just was curious as to
It's
where
an
it is. It
information.
says on Highway E.
That was that one letter about having 2 maps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 5 and 5.
Okay, the supervisor one, I guess I have to like call the meeting to order, so. Okay, meeting is called to order. Board, but it was open a minute ago.
At the last meeting, you indicated that you would take your mask off so people could understand what you're saying. Winona?
No, I didn't. You told me I should. I didn't say I would.
You said you would.
No, I didn't.
Well, I
Talk very loud and you'll
I
feel
could
it.
play you the recording in case your memory's
I
bad.
think I said okay, but I don't think I agreed to take it off.
Roll call, Cloud, absent, Bradsett,
Here.
Lathrop,
Here.
Discuss possible action to adopt a resolution providing an extension of 20 days to disapprove any proposed amendments to the Jefferson County ordinance. And, did I send that over to you, Laura? Have you got it? Oh, I did.
no,
at any rate, we have the opportunity, way back in 2000, when the 2020 land use plan was passed, there was the opportunity for any town, and it's a statutorily provided opportunity to, instead of having 10 days after the zoning committee acts, or has their public hearing, not after their action, but after their public hearing, for a town to rescind a motion to either approve or disapprove, you could ask for an extra 20 days, and that would give you 30. And it has to be done by resolution, and I did not find a copy of the resolution when I came down to the town hall the other day, so I'm assuming they never passed on. So we can do that now, and it just has to be filed with the county clerk. So maybe Al can word that for us.
Sure, and you had mentioned you'd also checked with the county to see if they had a copy.
And I never got an answer back, so.
They have nothing showing
I'm
that
assuming they don't have either.
the town ever exercised that?
Yeah.
Okay,
So if you can do that, then we can deal with that Monday night.
Sure.
Set up a resolution.
yep,
Okay.
we can do that.
All right,
We need a motion to approve that.
yes.
So moved.
I'll second that. Any more discussion? Vote.
Well, real quick, the motion is to adopt a resolution providing for an extension of 20 days to disapprove any proposed amendment to the Jefferson County zoning ordinance.
To disapprove the town's action,
Okay.
or not disapprove, to rescind the town's action on any zoning petition. It could be either, it would just be to rescind an action, it could be approving it or not.
Okay. All right, we need a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Discuss and possible action to adopt a resolution to rescind the town board's approval of John and Michelle Weaver's petition to create a 1.5 acre, 1.1 acre, and another 1.5 acre lot on County Road H from part of PIN number 024-0516-42-001, which was approved at the March 8, 2021 town board meeting. Now, I think we all know what the issue was. Well, they were numerous. So at this point, should we just read the resolution now, or?
Sure. Do you want me to read the resolution out?
Yeah.
All right. So the proposed draft of the resolution states, whereas on February 15, 2021, the town of Palmyra received an application from Jefferson County Planning and Zoning Department for a petition from John and Michelle Mehring seeking to rezone a portion of parcel number 024-0516-3342-001 from industrial to A3, and whereas at the March 8th Palmyra Town Board meeting, during Mr. Mehring's presentation of his proposed rezone, Mr. Mehring stated that he had contacted adjoining property owners and they had no objection. The town board takes such things into consideration when making decisions. This statement later proved to be untrue. And whereas when considering the Mehring rezone petition, the Palmyra Town Board did not notice that the petition provided to the town of Palmyra by the Jefferson County Zoning Department was unsigned and is therefore invalid. And whereas section 59.692F of the Wisconsin statute states, whenever a county development plan, part thereof, or amendment thereto is adopted by the board, a duplicate copy shall be certified by the clerk and sent to the municipal clerks of the municipalities affected thereby. And whereas the Jefferson County Board on February 9, 2021 voted unanimously to approve the updated comprehensive plan and farmland, agricultural preservation, and land use plan. And whereas the Jefferson County Board failed to provide notice of the updated comprehensive plan and farmland, agricultural preservation, and land use plan to the clerk of the town of Palmyra until April 6, 2021. And whereas when considering the Mehring rezone petition, the Palmyra Town Board had not yet received the updated comprehensive plan and farmland agricultural preservation and land use plan, and whereas when considering the Mehring rezone petition for property, the Palmyra Town Board did not consider the following land use goals as set forth in the updated Jefferson County Comprehensive Plan and Farmland Agricultural Preservation and Land Use Plan. Number one, this is one of the goals stated, to preserve and enhance the county's rural character, including community character, farmland, and natural resources. In fact, the proposed rezone is adjacent to the southern Kettle Moraine Forest and is not within a residential area. Goal number 3, ensure that new development aligns with the existing development and preserves and enhances the natural environment of the county. In fact, residential development in this area does not align with existing development and detracts from the natural environment of the Kettle Moraine Forest. And whereas, when considering the Mehring rezone petition, the Palmyra Town Board did not consider the following agricultural, natural, and cultural resources goals. Goal number 1, preserve, protect, and enhance the quality and quantity of Jefferson County's natural and cultural resources. In fact, this rezone would violate this stated goal. Goal number 3, preserve, protect, and expand the natural resources of the county for use and enjoyment by future generations of residents and visitors. In fact, this rezone fails to meet any of those goals. Goal number 4, protect sensitive environmental corridors and resources, wildlife habitat, and local cultural and historic resources for current and future residents. In fact, this property is adjacent to the Ice Age Trail and immediately adjacent to the southern Kettle Moraine Forest's Bald Bluff, and part of it lies within an environmental corridor. Residential development in this area will be in direct opposition to goal number 4 of the agricultural, natural, and cultural resources goals. Goal number 6, carefully plan for siting of development to protect agricultural, natural, and cultural resources within the county. In fact, residential development in this area will not protect the natural and cultural resources, i.e. the Kettle Moraine, Bald Bluff, and the associated natural areas. And whereas, as a result of the foregoing misrepresentations by the applicant and the lack of communication from the county board, on March 8, 2021, the town of Palmyra voted to approve the petition from John and Michelle Mehring seeking to rezone a portion of parcel number 024-0516-3342-001 from industrial to A3. And whereas, as a result of the applicant's failure to sign the petition, the town approval of the Mehring rezone petition is invalid. Now therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Palmyra does hereby resolve to rescind its approval of the Mehring rezone petition.
So I have a comment. I think it should be not the Jefferson County Board, but the Jefferson County Zoning Department in that last whereas that you read.
Okay.
To be honest, the failure to communicate.
Which paragraph are we talking about, Winona? Here, sorry. Oh, you were listening to me.
Yeah,
Good.
listening, good.
I think we're to phone 4.
There we go.
The
Okay.
zoning.
County Zoning Department, okay.
Where is that?
It'd be the,
The second to last paragraph on page 2.
Okay.
We replaced the word county board with county zoning department.
I think that you're putting very good in this story.
Oh.
This is the, you've seen this, well, this is the environmental corridor. And if you remember when we were at that meeting, one of the county supervisors, or one of the committee members did ask Matt if any of it was in the environmental corridor, and he said, well, just down on one end. Well, it's almost the entire thing if you look at the footage here, and the footage here,
Yeah.
so this overlays this. So that's the, I'm not real sure why they ever even went forward with it, because they had to have done these overlays, or they should have in the office.
Yeah.
Saved everybody a lot of trouble. Right, any discussion?
I think the resolution and the whereases that lead up to the resolution pretty well speak for themselves. It's unfortunate that we didn't have all of the information and that we had some misinformation. Zoning regulations and rules are there for a reason. And there's been a lot of commentary since from concerned residents, not only in the area, but from around the county and into Waukesha County and as far as Walworth County,
Yeah.
in opposition to the approval.
Why don't you talk to a neighbor right here?
We're not talking to people.
If I understand correctly, our decision will result in it coming back to the town
We
to
don't
begin
know.
over? We don't know
We
for
don't know.
sure.
What we've been asked by the County Corporation Council to, if we pass this resolution, to send it on to him, and he will use this to advise the county board as to what direction they should take at their meeting on Tuesday night, the 11th. And they can, right now, it's in the packet of approved resolutions because the county committee did approve it. So what they will do is see if there's a motion to pull it out of the packet, and a second, and if they vote to pull it out of the packet, it will be acted on separately. At that point, it could be denied, it could be approved, or it could be sent back to the committee. If it goes back to the committee, then I think it almost automatically comes back to the town, especially since we never had a signed application. I don't know why we didn't, but the application is not signed and it's not dated, and it doesn't even have a number on it. When it was done. So, at any rate, that is the procedure, so we're doing what we were asked to do. Okay. I don't have anything else to say, so, is there a motion to accept the resolution, or what would you say?
Approve the resolution.
Approve the resolution.
As stated with the amendments.
With the correction.
Yeah.
I so move.
I second it. Any more discussion? Call the vote.
Aye.
Aye.
And then just for purposes of numbering this, have there been any other resolutions thus far this year, other than the one we just did and then this one?
I don't think so.
I think the last resolution I saw was about the clerk position being from elected to appointed, and that was in 2020.
That was in 2020.
Right, so
Yeah.
I think this would be,
I think this is
So
one and
this
two.
should be 002,
Uh-huh.
and the one to extend the time limit to 20 days, or by 20 days would be 001.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And I will draft that,
Okay.
and I'll get you an amended version of the resolution we just discussed
Okay.
with the changes.
All right. Okay. So, hear a motion to adjourn.
Oh, sure. So moved.
Break your heart, Dave. Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So can I talk now? The meeting's over? You actually think this is
I
This
don't
is
think,
bad?
I don't think anything.
Well, first
has
of all,
been-
Mona, let me back up.
Do I
No, no,
think,
no,
do
no,
I
no.
think what is bad, John?
No,
That
no,
thing you just showed me?
Let me back up a little bit.
Okay.
First of all, one of the major issues I have with everything going on how you think I misled.
I do think you misled.
When I explained to you, when I heard from somebody that you had some issues on the Thursday before the Monday night's meeting, I called you what those issues were. You said, did you talk to all the neighbors? I said, I believe I did. And you said, I think you missed one. And I said, who's that? You said, the DNR. I said, huh, who do I talk to? I think that's exactly how it went. I called Don, the trail master. Don, who do I talk to at the DNR?
Okay,
I have to talk to somebody before Monday night's meeting. He said, why don't you call Ann? I call Ann. I call Ann, introduce myself, tell her what we're doing, a venue, I'd like some land splits. Her first reaction was, oh, I'm not going to try to say it exact, but the gist of it was, the DNR is not happy about development in the forest, okay? What's going to happen, I think she said, is you're going to sell the land, new buyers are going to come in, people are going to, be different. I said, well, first of all, back up. We're not selling the land. My son is building a house on one of them, and we're keeping the other two because I don't want neighbors next to our storage lockers. And she said, oh, okay. And the tone changed. So we got talking. We talked about Paul and the relationship I used to have with Paul and so on and so forth. I said, I'm a neighbor over next to Horseman's Park. We live there. Now I'm a neighbor here. I want to be neighborly. And we had a good conversation. I thought it ended well. Then I get an email the next day after we forward everything we showed to the neighbors, which Dave Hill lives right across the street from this.
I understand where Dave Hill
Okay,
is. I know
and
Dave Hill for
so
years.
then, the next day, I get the email, which you all seen, I believe.
No, I didn't see it that night. You handed
Well, then
it
that's, but see, I walked to you and I went like this, and I went like this,
No,
and
no, no, you
Ed Miller
handed it-
was over
You
there.
handed it to Eddie.
You exactly right. No, watch the tape, because I did. Because I wanted to say I want to find out exactly what I said.
Okay.
So I did that. Yes, I handed it to Eddie. And I said, the DNR didn't have a problem. I think those was my exact
I
words.
think that's what you said.
Okay,
Yeah.
based on the information I just told you, what I got, my job was only to notify
That's
the
right.
neighbors,
That's
not to ask them, do you think this is great?
No, but.
But so
no.
then I go to the meeting, so here we are, I do that, and then 5 weeks later, all hell breaks loose the day before the county meeting.
I don't think it was quite that much later, but let's back up here just a minute.
The day I got notified
Okay.
was the day
And
before the
John,
county.
John, I will apologize to you for not asking to look at the email, because if I had seen the email, I would have realized that the email didn't say anything about approving this.
No, it said good
It
afternoon.
said,
It said-
thank you for sending me the.
Good afternoon, John, it was nice talking with
Yeah.
you also, I can read it exact, but it
Yeah,
was
I know.
nice
It's
talking with you.
Thank you for
It was-
sending me the proposal or something like that.
Good afternoon,
Yeah.
John. It was nice talking with you also. Thank you for forwarding on the information on your development. That's it. There was no, the DNR has a problem with this. Can you tell me more about it? When's the meeting? I'm gonna be there. So, nothing.
So then we get
That's
a
what I,
call.
no. That's what I took
Okay.
as not being a problem.
Okay.
So now when if I come and I deliver this message,
That they
now
didn't
you
have a
taint it
problem.
like I misled you. I told you what I knew.
Okay.
Why wasn't the DNR, why didn't they call you on Friday? Why didn't they call you on Monday?
They
Why didn't
called us on
up at the meeting?
Tuesday.
Why didn't
You
they
better
show up at the
believe.
meeting?
Did you tell them when the meeting was?
I sent them I sent them the notice.
Yeah, you sent them the application, I know. I'm just asking you, it's not a big deal. Did
No,
you send them?
I don't
did
think
you tell them when
I
the
don't
meeting
think
was?
this is
Okay.
for Monday night's meeting. I don't know, and I don't want to say because I'm not 100% if I said that they wanted me to talk to somebody before Monday night's meeting. I don't think I said that, and I can't,
Okay.
I don't know. All I know is I forward on everything that my daughter and I went and talked, and knocked on all the neighbors' doors, rang their doorbell, face-to-face talked to them, and my job was to notify them,
Right.
not to get a consensus
No, I
of check the
understand
box,
that.
yes or no, because that's what you're kind of coming across it
No,
as.
I'm not coming across that
Yes,
they had
it
to.
is.
No, it isn't, John. I'm saying that we were led to believe that the DNR had no problem, and the DNR had a big problem, as we found out the next day. So.
Okay, has Ann seen, Ann should see this.
you know.
Because this is what
this
can
is a
happen.
different-
I don't want it to
This is a
happen.
whole different thing. This is not what we're talking about here tonight. We're talking about residential development, which is in an environmental corridor. Did you look at the overlays?
Yes,
So you know that it's in an environmental corridor.
on the edge, yes it is.
What do you mean on the edge? Oh, yeah, it's right here. Okay. This is the environmental corridor, this green thing. Okay, and you can look at the footage on here, right here. I think that's your conditional use.
No, those are conditional uses that, if it doesn't go this way, I'm applying for every single
Okay.
building.
Okay,
No, I think I have a plot plan showing an actual, so that we're not guessing on footage.
well, I'm going by the.
I know,
footage
you're-
of the county.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
But see, you know, that's the thing, it's like, I've been dealing with the county
I'm
for this
not
for
real sure,
months.
I'm not real sure why the county ever let you get out of the office with this in the environmental corridor, because even the old ordinance and land use plan says one residence per 10 acres in an environmental corridor.
That's when it's coming
That's
out of
when it's
agricultural.
And Matt said at the meeting, when he was asked at that hearing,
Yes,
how are you treating this? He said, as if
We're-
it were coming out of A1.
he did say that. He did say
Okay?
that.
So that's how they're treating it.
He said because there's no guidelines, he said, so we're using, as far as the splits go, the size of splits, and I think he said the amount of splits and the size of splits are go with what's coming out of
Yeah,
agricultural.
he said, we're treating this as if it were coming out of A1, were his words.
Okay,
Okay, so if it's coming out of A1, and this is an environmental corridor, because the industrial zoning doesn't specifically deal in the
No,
ordinance
they
of an
don't.
environmental zone.
no, that's the thing, you know, that,
But if he's gonna take it out of here, if he's gonna take it out of, if he's gonna act like A1, this is an environmental corridor, and this is something that would not be allowed.
So what you're saying is you'd rather, everyone
I'm
would
not
rather
saying I'd
see
rather anything, I'm
storage
saying
units?
this particular
no,
one.
I follow what you're saying, I follow what you're saying.
I'm not dealing with this at all.
No, I understand. You're following, you're saying that the environmental corridor, is the issue.
Prohibits building, okay? That's
So what
I'm
he
saying.
should have said is, we should not look at it as coming out of ag land, because this is, he said that, but if you follow then all the letters of the law all the way down, this does apply. You are correct, because it is one house on 10 acres.
In an environmental.
In an environmental
Yeah.
corridor, you're
And the-
absolutely right.
and under the current ordinance until they
That
update
is
it
correct.
to go with the current
Correct.
land use plan.
So,
Okay.
so it's almost like the county needs to look at this like it actually is.
Yeah, and if they look at it like it's industrial, then you can't put residences in it.
No, you can't unless, yes, you can't, unless you rezone it into an A3 and do a spot zoning, which we were gonna do at one time, but that's where the venue's gonna be now.
Okay.
So-
So they can't, so what I'm saying is, if they don't treat it like A1, I don't see how they have any other possibility to go.
So what you're saying is, because of one house on 10 acres, are you saying that no houses at all would you interpret that?
I don't know how they
you-
would interpret that. I'm not an attorney.
Well-
So I don't know how they would interpret it. I don't know how the county interprets it. I'm saying from day one, from the day they sent us an unsigned, undated
Mm-hmm.
application, I still don't know how that happened, but that's what we got. And it's our fault. We shouldn't have acted on it. That's why we're rescinding our vote. We're taking the slings and arrows here. We screwed up. We should have turned it down when it got here. So, anyway, there's multiple reasons we didn't turn it down. One, we
So-
thought the DNR had no problem,
Okay,
which
I
they
think
do,
we-
and
I
they're an
think we
next door
can-
neighbor, and we can forget about that part. This is the real issue.
That's the issue. Okay, I understand we're hanging our hat on the environmental corridor.
Right.
Which is, in the big scheme of things, if you ask everybody who put that in place what their intent was, I think their intent was overall, if you had an option to take it, to use it in environmental corridor, and not have a commercial, a factory go 10 feet off the lot line, which it can be done by just a simple, application, as you know.
All right.
$100 per building, fill out the application, it all meets it, just like we've been doing on the other side. What do we need to do to get past all of this, to work together, to put a house in there, to keep the woods there? Because
Why don't you do this, when you sell it to the DMR? That takes care of it.
they wouldn't want the price.
You haven't asked.
But
That
see,
would be
that's-
my suggestion.
But that's what I thought this was a buffer. You know, I'm trying to be neighborly. We do a lot of work around here.
Three houses are not a buffer.
Up in here in the woods that you don't
Yes.
even see them. Dave, we were cutting woods up there. We were cutting trees up there. Did
I've
you see
seen
anybody?
cutting trees up there.
Huh?
I know you've been cutting trees up there.
Yeah, and I'm cutting for one of two reasons.
Mm-hmm.
A house or this.
Well,
But the land is not gonna be sit dormant.
well, that's unfortunate that you take that attitude, because it is a valuable piece of
It
property
is a valuable piece-
naturally,
it
but
is.
not for residential development.
But it's hard land. It's like, no,
I understand that.
somebody is
It was a
dictating this.
pigsty and you're turning it into something useful.
No, you know,
It
no,
was
no.
what?
It was a pigsty. It looked like hell for 20 years.
But Nona, you know, I understand, we can all, you're not against, you don't like a lot of development. You like staying the way it is, okay?
No, I like preserving the areas that ought to be preserved, John.
Okay.
I realize there's development. I think it belongs in residential areas. I'm not a bit opposed to development around the developed areas, like around the village. That's where it belongs, where people can get on
So if
city
somebody
tour
wants to,
if
somebody wants to start a farm, if somebody wants to start something in the middle of nowhere, kind of like you moved here, and it was a place established.
Sure.
Okay, you moved here from somewhere else, and somebody gave you the opportunity to come here.
We bought an active farm.
That's correct.
And it still is, and it has a conservation easement on it, so it can never be developed.
But what I'm saying is, you know, you came here from somewhere else.
What does that have to do with it?
What I'm saying is my daughter right here is the 5th generation of my
Okay,
father-in-law's
I've been
farm.
through this before. Are you from here, or are you?
Believe me,
from
I'm not.
somewhere else?
You're talking to somebody, because
Yeah.
I was told that if you don't have 3 headstones down in that cemetery, you're not from here.
Yeah.
I'm a transplant, I agree, you know?
Okay, but I'm not sure
only
where we're
21
going
years
with
old.
all of this.
But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to,
Meeting's over, Larry. We already adjourned.
Is it adjourned?
2 times in a row.
figure out is what we can do.
Jackass.
Okay, if the, moving forward here, if if the county has to look at it like, okay, we need to create our own coming out of industrial, you know, to take care of something like this. But just to flat say, no, we're not gonna do it,
Well,
that's wrong.
I think what will happen is it will probably end up back at the county, at the committee. It will start all over again. That should go back to the zoning office and let them try to sort this out before it goes any farther, instead of rushing into something, putting it in an environmental corridor and saying, oh, just a little bit of it is in there. Almost all of it's in this corridor of
It
what
is.
you're proposing. It
I see
is.
that now, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's a huge issue as far as the plan that the county spent, God knows how many dollars coming up with and all.
Coming out of
the
agricultural,
meetings.
so maybe what they
Not
gotta
only
say.
coming out of agricultural.
That's
but
the
then-
main reason,
No,
because how many industrial pieces do we have in this
well,
township?
yeah, okay, but this one, you're right, but I'm saying county-wise, the opinion was, and you've read the rule, the goals and plans, I.
I have not, no.
No, okay, you should get a copy.
I will,
It's online.
I will.
Read it,
I
read
will.
it. And that's what's going to guide future ordinances.
Mm-hmm.
As they-
I have another meeting I have to get to.
No problem.
Good to see you,
Hey,
Dick.
first of all of you guys, I'm out there pretty much 24/7. If you guys have any questions, come and talk to me. I don't like hearing this when I'm ready. See those trucks out there? I was heading up north till I heard somebody read the posting that this was going on. And I had to make a bunch of phone calls and get my daughter here.
Well, they don't
and
need
get-
to be here, I mean.
But we
this
didn't
is not
know.
public input.
But
This is
we
not
didn't know
public
that.
input. This is just to do our revision.
But see, that's the thing. We don't know, but yet my name is on it.
Well, yeah.
Don't you think we should have been said, hey,
No, I
You
think that
have
would
to
be
call,
illegal.
you have to call, the clerk is gonna set up the website to email all this stuff, but if you call one person, you have to call everybody. You can't just like call somebody or not somebody.
You gotta understand.
Bullshit.
You gotta understand.
That's
though,
total
from what-
bullshit.
how we feel.
You've had how long to get this website going? You've done a damn thing. Don't give me that crap.
That's not true, Jim.
It is true. You better wake up.
But see, the thing
You're not informed.
I am informed.
You are not informed. You better get your act
you
together.
read that letter,
And my act is together. I'm telling
How
you,
long have they been talking about getting the website up?
a couple of years now,
Thank you.
okay?
That's what I said.
and it-
It hasn't happened.